Our next speaker is a human rights activist and a former vice president of the Canadian Arab Federation. Please welcome Brother Ali Mallah.
الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أفضل الأنبياء وخاتم المرسلين سيدنا ونبينا أبي القاسم محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. Brothers and sisters and friends, Assalamu alaikum and peace be yours. Honestly, I have no idea why Brother Zafar insists me speaking, but since he did, I will honor his request. Even though we are meeting for the second anniversary or 2 years anniversaries of the brutal action by the Indian government against the people of Kashmir, but brothers and sisters, Kashmiri people have been subject to brutality for almost the last 74 years. Every day they face occupation, they face oppression, and they face brutality, and the so-called free world turning a blind eyes on their suffering. When you see so-called world leaders talk about human rights and about freedom, and when they leave the office, they go and set a business and makes millions and millions of dollars of touring and speaking and books, you know we are living in such a bankrupt world. When you see Canadian politicians spineless and principleless in having the ability to speak truth, in having the ability to really reflect on the so-called Canadian value as we know and as we respect, not the traditional Canadian value that was based on genocide, residential school, extermination of First Nation people, and it's all being learned by the English books. Whether in the United States, or in Canada, or in New Zealand, or Australia, or Africa, or in the Middle East. So brothers and sisters, I heard some talk about what is the solution. With all due respect, people of Jammu and Kashmir have the alienable right to live with dignity and freedom, with total sovereignty on their own land, and it's up to them to decide their future. And this is not taking a jab at Pakistan or India, etc. For the last 74 years, not only Pakistan and India, but the entire world have failed and kept silent on the death, catastrophe, and the tragedy of Kashmiris. And I think we have to really rethink of our strategies. Here in Canada, we have the so-called designated status for Quebec. Why cannot we have a designated status for Jammu and Kashmir? Self-rule determination, living friendly with their neighbors and with the rest of the world. I think it's about time when we realize that the people of Kashmir and the people of Jammu and Kashmir are a human being and must be treated as such. We didn't see video this time, what I remember 2 years ago and many before. The amount of atrocity and brutality is not to be accepted or tolerated. And I don't want to speak about Palestine because it's the same over there. It's the same settlers, colonial mentality, brothers and sisters. And therefore we, as a Canadian citizen, live in a so-called free society. We have to use and exercise any power we have to make the voices of Kashmir heard. Yes. The Islamic World Organization being deaf, silent, and blind on the Kashmiris' sufferings. The so-called Arab Islamic states, they are the worst. They are a bunch of monkeys and donkeys, have no shame on rolling the red carpet for the dictator Modi, racist Modi. And they awarded him with the highest award and prize. International and mainstream medias, hypocrites, and beyond hypocrisy, they are complicit in adding to the suffering of Kashmiris and the suffering of other people anywhere on the world where there is a US Western dictated policies to oppress those people. We've just seen what they were trying to do to Cuba. And we've seen Canada what they tried to do to Venezuela. And we have seen what they have done to Haiti and in Africa. So mainstream media is complicit. Politicians are spineless because they go not only after your vote, but the lucrative business after they do their term. Sister Karen said, question them, and I will say record them. Have them on videos. Have them on audios. And it's too bad. COVID-19 has done a lot of damage in addition to the human loss of millions of people, but also have done a lot of damage to justice, to fairness, where we are all limited on the action we take. But hopefully when we come out of this pandemic, and as we discussed before, we need to rethink our strategy. We need to lobby the Parliament of Canada on the issue of Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir, and on the issue of social justice. If they don't open the doors for us at the Parliament Hill, we will do it outside and block the doors on them. You want to believe Mr. Trudeau talking about the residential school and about the First Nation Aboriginal issues? Why is he blind on the suffering of Kashmiris and having lucrative business with India? Why is he continuing selling millions and millions of arms to a brutal, backwarded regime in Saudi Arabia and other Gulf states? He want to talk about human rights, but he either a coward or a liar when he cannot speak for the human rights of the people of Palestine, people of Kashmir, people anywhere who are subjected to occupation and oppression. As a matter of fact, you see them committing their support to the illegal state of Israel. So brothers and sisters, what is the worst could happen to us? Being attacked by the media? Well, thank you, Brother Zafar. We've been attacked for many years. And what happened to us? Nothing. Lose a job? Only who he created us will look after us. Only God will look after us. Fear is our worst enemy. Another enemy we have, politeness. Oh, brother, oh, sister, you shouldn't be rude. You shouldn't be radical. Let's take a picture with this minister. Let's take a picture with this MP. Damn you. Are you proud to take a picture of a coward who is not able to speak the truth, who is not able to stand for human rights? We have in the Western world laws against animal criminality, if you're having sake. If somebody torture or cause the suffering to an animal, he or she will be prosecuted. And we have countries and states and organizations killing, massacring, and committing atrocities against other human beings, other people, and we are silent, and maybe some of them in the behind clapping for them. I know this gathering is small because of the pandemic, but hope, inshallah, will come over, will cut over this, and Brother Zafar and the friends of Kashmir and all of you and so many other supporters, we really have to put together a strong campaign without worrying about negative media or negative attacks or turncoat politician who will tell you something but act differently. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect you and yours. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help the people of Kashmir and Jammu and Palestine and any suffered people to be their savior and to be their supporter. And I think we ask him as well to shower us with not only good health, but also good morals. Because when I see imams of many Muslim organizations spending 3 days and 4 days about who's a Muslim and who's not, how long the dress is, but they talk nothing about human right or suffering, not only of other Muslims, but of other people as well. We know we have a huge problem to overcome, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to overcome them. Thank you so much for listening. God bless you.